Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Marilyn Darling Show. Welcome to... I don't know what I'm going to call this. We're going to call this Paper Reviews. So, you guys know that I review fountain pens, ink, and paper. But things have become a little stagnant lately. So I want to go over some papers that we will be disposing of or not reviewing anymore. And if you would like to see where you can figure out some of the things, you can go to the new part of my website, which we will go over, and check all of those out there. So, oh God, I'm so tired. Okay, I feel like my brain is gonna ooze out of my ear at any moment. I have been working on my website since like 9 o'clock this morning, scanning all of the Diamine Ink calendar tests into the computer so that they can be looked at thoroughly. So let's just take a look and see which papers we're going to keep and which papers are going to go bye-bye. Because I think that it's time that we have a little bit of change in the flow of our papers, because some of them just are not serving us, and they shouldn't serve you either. So, if you'd like to figure it out for yourself, you can go to my website, and there's a new section. There's a new section up at the top that says Paper Reviews. You can click here, and you can go through, and you can see on the right should be the paper that we reviewed for the Diamine Ink calendar, and on the left should be the review, and then on the back should be the back of the page, so you can see what each of the papers looks like if they bleed or ghost or do funny things. Hopefully everything lines up good, because I worked really hard on it all day, and hopefully you guys can get some good use out of this information. And if anybody asks me in the future, they can reference my website for that type of information. Alright, so you can check all of that out there. So let's just go over some papers that are gonna go bye-bye. First and foremost, let's check out each of the papers as they come. This is the Pen & Gear Memo book from Walmart.com. I think that we're going to keep the Pen & Gear Memo book from Walmart.com. It's slightly bleedy, but some parts are good. So we will be keeping the Pen & Gear Memo book from Walmart.com. This is the lightweight Traveler's Notebook paper. Nothing bleeds through, a little bit of ghosting. I think we'll be keeping the Pen & Gear I'm sorry, we'll be keeping the lightweight Traveler's Notebook paper. The super lightweight Traveler's Notebook paper, I think we will also be keeping it. I don't see any bleed through, but there is heavy ghosting, so that's good. Moleskine, definitely going to go bye-bye. Look at all of that bleeding. Every ink I have ever reviewed on this paper just bleeds right through, like not even going to stop. Nothing doesn't bleed through. And I have used this book since the beginning, so I can tell you it's not good. Moleskine 70 GSM paper is just not good paper. It's crap. Don't waste your money on these little red books if you're using fountain pens. Pencil, ballpoint pen. Maybe we should do one more little review of some ballpoint gel pens. Maybe we'll do one more review in the beginning of the year. Fabriano Eco-Qua. Definitely keeping the Fabriano Eco-Qua. Field Notes Journal is another one that we're going to be going by the wayside because everything bleeds. Everything bleeds, and that's unacceptable. I would not buy a Field Notes Journal for using with fountain pens. Can't use the back of the page. What is the use? You're out in the field. If you're using a pencil, maybe. Pencil, maybe a ballpoint pen. Alright, let's take a look. This is Leuchtturm 1917. Plain grid paper. Even this one has some bleeding issues. A lot of ghosting. Almost too much ghosting. I don't think I could feel comfortable writing on the back of these pages. Even though they are numbered, which is very nice of them to number the page. But every once in a great while you get one that bleeds through. It's just too light. Like there's a certain amount of bleed through that's acceptable, or ghosting that is acceptable, and this is an unacceptable amount of ghosting. Too ghosting. That's one that's going by the wayside. Alright, this is Midori MD paper. This one is also another one that's very heavily ghosting on all pages. But nothing has bled through, and it's just light enough that I feel like I might be able to use the backside of these pages. So I think we might be keeping this one. And only one ink so far has bled through, so that's good to know. So I think we'll be keeping the Midori. Alright, let's take a look at the Ayush 100 GSM paper. There's no feathering, no bleeding, and barely any ghosting. You guys can't even see the ghosting. But this is my last page of Ayush. That's all I got. I wish I could do another one of these. But I've used up all of my Ayush paper. But this is excellent paper. 100 GSM paper. Ayush is definitely 2 thumbs up in my book. I think I've had maybe one ink bleed through, and that was like not even a fountain pen ink. So, I mean, put my finger caught so I can. So, nothing bleeds through except one there, one little one. Once in a while, a little bit of ghosting, but not enough that I would feel encumbered by it. So, I highly recommend a Yush 100 GSM paper. Most excellent paper. Hi Obs, how are you? So if I had more of this paper, I would totally use this. But I only got one more page, so we're gonna do one more page of this, and then that one will go by the wayside. Hi, I'm Sean Plans. How are you doing, Monica? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Alright, let's take a look at 52 GSM Tomoe River. 52 GSM. This is a little bleedy, a little ghosty for me. I don't really like papers that ghost this badly. There's one that bled through. Not too many bleed throughs, but the ghosting is just incredible. This is old Tomoe River, and as of 2024, this will no longer be in circulation, so I will not be reviewing this paper anymore. I will be using this for writing purposes. That's one that goes by the wayside. Alright, this is Cosmo Airlight 75 GSM. Let's take a look at Cosmo Airlight. This is another one that has very few bleeding problems and only just a little bit of ghosting. Only a little bit of ghosting, a little bit of bleed through. Very seldom amounts of bleed through I can deal with. It's got a little bit of transfer problem. Well, that one bled through. That was a Noodler's ink. I could tell. So, if you'd like to see any of these, go check out my website. Under the new paper reviews tab, and you will be able to see. I think that we're actually going to keep this one. I think we're going to keep this one in rotation. Alright, let's take a look at Office Depot Office Max. This one is definitely going because it's crap. I wouldn't buy this paper for my dog. Unless I was using pencil. And I don't use pencil that often. So this is definitely one that is going away. The Jot Journal from the Dollar Tree. This has to be some of the best paper for the money. Barely anything comes through. Nothing. Little tiny bit right there, which is fine. A little tiny bit right there. But like, barely any ghosting. A little bit of ghosting there. That was, I don't know what that was. Fluke. But hardly anything bleeds through. A little bit there. This is totally acceptable. No ghosting practically. A little bit there. But this is most excellent paper. I can highly recommend the Jot Journal from the Dollar Tree. Feathered like a chicken, yeah. Some of them they do. A couple little bleeding there. So, I think we're going to keep this one in rotation. Alright, this is Morimon Nemosity 80G. Let's see. Morimon Nemosity 80 GSM dot grid. Let's take a look. This one has some bleeding and ghosting. Let's see. Yeah, this one has just a little bit of bleeding and ghosting. But for the majority of it, I think it's pretty good paper. It doesn't really bleed as much as Field Notes Journal or Moleskin, but it still ghosts and bleeds every once in a while. So this is just okay paper. It's not great, it's not the worst, it's not the best. This is just like medium, middle of the road paper. If you're using a finer nib, this might be fine. It's got little bits of ghosting. Move this up so I don't keep booping it because it's probably annoying for you and me. So, you can see that it's got just a little bit of ghosting. So I think that we're going to keep this one in rotation too. Okay. And these ones are going away. Oxford Optic Paper. Let's take a look. Oi! Feather like a chicken, bled through the page. Unacceptable. 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 Barbastic side-eye. Criminal offensive side-eye. So you can see that the Oxford Optic paper is not good. It's just not good for fountain pens. Maybe for ballpoint pen or pencil, but not for fountain pen ink. It's just not great. I cannot recommend this for fountain pens. I would lose my SHIT if I was using this as a journal. Hi Aries, how are you doing today? Are you having a nice day? Yeah, all of the bleed through. So this is definitely going away. Alright, this is a CVS Caliber Soft Journal. This was a gift from a pen friend. And you can see again with all of the bleed through, it's not good. This, just because this says Caliber on it and it's from CVS doesn't mean it's good. I bought their CVS Caliber 3x5 cards. They're crap. Don't buy them. This soft journal is crap, even though it's rather expensive. It was like a $10 purchase. I'm grateful for the gift, and I will use it for practicing calligraphy in, but I wouldn't write in this as a journal. It just wouldn't happen. Look at that. Bled right through the page. Just not great. Yep, so this one is going away. I am having a decent day, thank you. Hope you And I'm feeling great. I am feeling good. All right. This is from Pen Friend. Oh my god. Frida Martins, Pen Friend Frida Martins sent me this wonderful book. It's from these people, Saustrine Greens, all over the world, Handel's Company, and I've only had this for 1 month, but I can tell you right now, it's not the best. It's also not the worst either. Slightly better than Moleskine, slightly worser than Field Notes Journal. So I think that we're gonna keep this. We're gonna do 1 more month, and then we will come back and take a look at that one. Claire Fontaine. Everyone always raves about Claire Fontaine. Well, I'm about to tell you something right now. I'm not a fan. Not too much of a fan. There's lots of bleeding, heavy ghosting. Some of them just bleed in random places. It's not like I'm pressing harder. You know, some inks just bleed right through. Some ghost heavily. Not really a fan of this type of paperage. It's just random spots where it bleeds through, and like, it's just really weird. Some places it's really nice, others it's just so I don't think we're gonna keep this one going forward either. I hate to say it, but I wish that Claire Fontaine, I wish I had a new Claire Fontaine, and because I've had this one going on probably, let's see, Robert Oster African Gold. I bet I can figure out how long ago it's been. Three years. It's been 3 years since I've used this, started using this journal. And at the beginning it was really nice. And then I started to get bleed through, and more bleed through. So, I don't know. Maybe there's some pages that are just better than others. Who knows? I'm going to keep this one in rotation because a lot of people use Claire Fontaine, but it would not be my favorite. Alright, let's take a look at Exceed 100 GSM heavyweight paper from Walmart.com. I've had this one for a good long while too, and feather like a chicken, bled to the page. Bled to the page, bled to the page, bled to the page, feathered like a chicken and bled to the page, bled to the page, bled to the page, feathered like a chicken and bled to the page, bled to the page. Need I go on? You see the problem. Yeah, no. So this one will not be going forward with us in the review. If you want to check it out, you can go to the website and see the reviews, but this one is another one that will not be moving forward with us. Archer & Olive 160 GSM notebook paper. So, No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. I've only had this for like 2 months now, 2 or 3 months now, and I gotta tell you, this stuff is amazing. I really like it. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. I don't know what that is. Or that. That might be transfer. Transfer? No, that might be from... oh yeah, that was an accident that I had. I put a little bloop on it and I just kind of let it sit there. And it eventually bled through the page. But that was sitting there for a long time. I really like this paper. This will be continuing to go forward with us in the new year. Only I am going to start another page. All right. Going forward. All right, this is Up and Up Wide Ruled Composition Book from Target.com. Not too bad, but feathering, bleeding, and go bleeding and bleeding and bleeding and bleeding. Bleeding and bleeding and bleeding. It's just, this is not great paper. This is less than $1 from Target. I had 1 half decent good page and then bleeding. Bleeding, bleeding. Not too bad on the feathering, but definitely the bleeding and the ghosting. It's terrible ghosting. Bleeding. I don't think I had any transfer from one page to the other too badly, but just, this is not great paper. But if you're in a pinch and you have to have some paper, Siren shouts loudly. Am I shouting? I'm sorry, I get excited. So yeah, this is one that will not be going forward with us. Bleed through police, yes. Yes, this is one that will not be going forward with us in the new year. Alright, this is the True Red composition book from Staples.com. Staples is a stationery store, and you would think that they would know all about fountain pens because they sell cross fountain pens, ink and paper, and it looks okay, but then we get down to Glacier and it's like feather like a chicken, merry and bright, feather like a chicken, feathered like a chicken. And then we have blood to the page, blood to the page, blood to the page. Feather like a chicken and blood to the page. Feather like a chicken and blood to the page. Blood to the page, blood to the page. Feathered like a chicken and blood to the page. I could make a rap song out of this. So, I cannot recommend this notebook to fountain pen lovers. It's just not the one. We have to choose acceptance and keep moving forward. If you do use this book, yes, you could use one page, one side of the page. But when you can use both sides of the page, why shouldn't you? And it does have a little schedule in the front and some details, and it is a composition book, so it's got things in the back for useful if you need composition book things, but maybe not this one. Find one that's better. That one will not be going with us in the future. Apica 81.4 GSM notebook paper. This has to be some of the best paper, except for very few times when it has even ghosted just a little bit. 3 of the famous ones that bled through were the Sweet Dreams and the Merry and Bright. It only just barely bled through with the Merry and Bright. And that chocolate one. But I can barely even read the chocolate one through. And super little tiny bits. So this is totally acceptable amounts of ghosting, acceptable amounts of bleed through. Because once in a great while it's going to happen. You're going to have bleeding with certain inks. It's just bound to happen. But if you can delay that for as long as possible, then that's great. So this will definitely be going with us in the new year. Alright, let's take a look. This is Pelikan. Oh yeah, okay. Go legs go. So this is the Pelikan Hub's book that they gave us at the Pelikan Hub. And this stuff is excellent. I like it a lot. Barely any bleed-throughs. Only right here in Merry and Bright. A little bit right there. Yeah, this is Merry and Bright. This is today's ink, but I put it down really heavy. And there's a little bit of feathering, but only on certain ones. So this will definitely be coming into the new year with us. Okay, this is the Nanami 7 Seas 68 GSM Tomoe River. This is from dromghouls.com. There is no feathering. Barely any bleed through. The only one that came through even a little bit was Sweet Dreams and Merry and Bright, but that's it. I can barely see any ghosting. Even if I put a white piece of paper behind it, barely any ghosting. So, that's most excellent. That's going with us in the future. Senzen Tomoe River. This is 68 GSM, I believe. Again, the only one that feathered was Sweet Dreams and Cinnabon. And even then, no bleeding, no ghosting. Until I put it on a piece of paper, on a white background, and then you can see a little bit of ghosting. But if you have an A3 tablet desk pad, then you're not going to see the ghosting underneath, which is why I have the desk pad. The darker the desk pad, the less ghosting you'll see. Pro tip. So, Senzen Tomoe River. If I had more of this, it's definitely going with us into the new year. But this is the only piece of Senzen Tomoe River that I have, and I will not be buying a Hobonichi in the new year, so it will have to go by the wayside. If anybody has loose leaf Senzen Tomoe River and they would like to send me some, please, you can do so to this address and I will receive it. Everything will get a review. Try not to send me books of paper because it's too much. I go through about one piece a month, so that gives you an idea. 12 pieces will do me for a year. 13 would be excellent. Alright, let's take a look at this one. This one is U-Style notebook paper. And Also, if you can send me the paper that you're using right now. If you have a favorite paper and I haven't reviewed it, send me like 12 slices. I would like to review it. I'm trying to expand my knowledge of paper and ink, and the only way to do that is by trial and error. So, look at all that bleeding and ghosting. It's just terrible. Absolutely terrible. So, the U-Style notebook paper will not be going with us into the new year. CVS caliber notebook paper. Some of the best paper out there, in my personal opinion. Nothing feathered. Nothing. Not one thing feathered and not one thing bled or ghosted. Which is amazing for a paper. Hands down, my favorite loose leaf paper to send letters with. That will definitely be going with us into the future. Oxford notebook paper. I'm told that they refurbished they remade the paper, but I haven't seen any difference. I'm going to use a new one that Kathy sent me this coming month. So Oxford will be going, the new Oxford will be going into the new year. And we will see at the end of the month how good it does. Okay, 5-star notebook paper from Mead. Oi. Feather like a chicken. Feather like a chicken. Feather like a chicken. Feather like a chicken. Bled to the page. Everything bleeds through the page. So this 5-star Mead notebook paper will not be going with us into the new year. Alright. The Pen & Gear Heavyweight notebook paper. This is from Walmart.com. And like the Mead, nothing feathered. Nothing feathered. Not even the Cinnabon, which feathered on everything. And nothing bled. And nothing is ghosting. Not even with white paper underneath. So this is hands down some of the best paper I have seen yet. And I cannot wait to use it. I cannot wait to use it. It is going to be some excellent paper. That one is going with us into the new year. HP Premium 32-pound copy paper. This one has a tiny bit of ghosting going on, but not a terrible amount, which is great. And only a little bit of bleeding and a little bit of ghosting. Some bled through more than others, but this month was an in particularly bleedy month. I don't know why, but a lot of the inks in the Diamine Inkjet calendar bled through some of the pages, so they should be taken with a grain of salt. I will continue to be using HP Premium 32-pound copy paper in the new year. How am I doing on time? 39 minutes. Aqua Bee cross-section pad. This was a gift from a pen friend. She gifted me a pad of this stuff, and it didn't feather too badly. Surprising, but most of the inks did bleed through the page. So unfortunately, this one also will not be going with us into the future. This is the JNB Copperplate Graph Pad from JohnNealBooks.com. Not a whole lot of them feathered into the page, which is nice. And because this is a practice paper, it really doesn't matter if it bled through on the back because you're not going to be using the back side of the paper. This will also be going with me into the new year. Rhodia Dot Pad totally came out of left field. I don't know what they did, but they changed the format of their paper somehow, and it used to have occasional bleeding and occasional feathering, but since they merged with Clairefontaine, their paper has gotten excellent qualities. No bleeding, no ghosting on any of them. Except when you put a white background, then it's a little bit ghosty. But blue background, no ghosty. That will be going into the new year. And then, last but not least, this is Original Crown Mill 100 GSM paper. And I don't really hardly see too much feathering going on, which is a little feathery there, little bits of feathering here and there. But then we turn it over, and the back side of the paper is just riddled with bleeding and ghosting. Totally unable to be used the back side of the paper. But this is one of those papers that is like made for a specific purpose of doing calligraphy on, for like wedding notices and things like that. So it's got the Crown Royal, original Crown Mill watermark, and I will be continuing to review this in the new year. Alright, then we have a new book to add to our lineup. This is Cult Pens Stationery 120 GSM, lined, squared, and 36 pages. So we have a plain, a square, and a lined. I will be using the lined and the square for other things. We're going to be doing reviews on this one, especially because I like the ink splats. I thought it would be nice. So we're going to be adding that into our mix for next year. What else? Anything else that I wanted to add? Okay, so this here is 68 GSM Tomoe River. I don't know if you can still find this or not. I think that this is the new Tomoe River. I'm not sure. At any rate, I'm going to be using this 160 book. This is 160 pages of 68 GSM cream plain notebook paper. So we're gonna give this one a try. We're gonna add that to the lineup. And what else? Another one that I wanted to add. Oh, yes. Now this is from the UK. Alexa, stop. This is from the UK. This is an IDEA A6 80 sheets 80 GSM notebook. Alexa, stop. We're going to be adding this to our lineup. I did a little tester. Some bled through, some did not. So we're gonna give this one a go for a month, and we'll see how that goes. What else? I think there was one more. All right.
Hi there. It's currently 2.
We're gonna try this here black and red Oxford notebook paper to see if it's any different than the other Oxford notebook paper. I don't know if it will be, but I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that it's better than the other Oxford notebook paper. Add that to the lineup. And then we are going to add this here, New Eco. New Eco printed using vegetable-based ink. So we're going to add this one to the lineup. There's the information about it. It's from CVS also. CV5, I don't know what that means. Anyway, it's nucointernational.com. Vibe Eco B5 sketched. So, we're going to give this one a go for a month in the new year, and then we will come back and see how things are going. I think that I have run out of steam. So, that is all that I have for today. I want to thank you all for watching. If you guys have anything you want to send me, you can do so at this address, and I will receive it, and it will get a review. Everything is much appreciated. I appreciate all of you for joining me here today. That's all I've got. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. I hope that you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the little bell. Make sure it's set to all so when I upload new content, YouTube notifies you. Don't forget to check out my new website under the paper review section. And check out all of the reviews from this month's Diamine Inkjet calendar over there. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, I'd be happy to answer them. Don't forget to check out the website, join the calligraphy class, and our Discord. And if you'd like to save 10% off on your next order, click the link in the description to Pen Boutique. And I will be back very soon with another video. So, take care until then. Okay, love you, bye, have a great day.